Today I'm going to show you guys how to make the Xbox One hotswap console 10 times easier instead of having to put a secondary motor in like I've done. So instead you would use a three-way switch, and the three-way switch has a on, off, on, as you can see here. On the left it says on, straight forward is off, and to the right is on again. So you would flick it forward, that's on, off, on, and then there's 6 plugs on the bottom. Now what you would do is you would take the 2 center pins. This center pin would be your positive, and the other center pin would be your negative, right there on top. Now all you need to do is take your power supply from your fan over into the center too. No matter which way you do it is fine. Doesn't matter if you go positive on the top or negative on the bottom, doesn't matter. You just put your positive and negative on those 2 centers. And then on the 2 left side, the top and bottom, go the same thing as your centers, whatever it is. If you've got positive on top, then you put a positive on top and then a negative on bottom. Same thing as what you have in the center on this side. So that will go off to your motor, and then you will have another feed that will come off of here that's a positive and run to the opposite side to right there, this pin right there. So it will come from here and go to here, and then this pin would come from here and go to here, right there, so that it would cross. So your motor would come off of this side and be positive, negative, and this side it would come off to your motor negative to positive, and then the center too would be negative, positive, or the other way around, positive, negative, as long as those things are switched. That's the three-way switch. It's pretty easy. You just solder those up. I have a little diagram that I wrote on up. You'll be able to see here maybe. So your power positive will come up to your motor, to the center. Positive is here, negative is here. Your motor will run up and go negative here, same thing as your negative here, and your positive will run over and to the opposite side, to the negative side as your, even though it's positive, and then you go your motor over to your negative on the left, on the right side, so that when you turn the switch this way, the power goes to the motor in the proper way. When you flip the switch in the other direction, the power reverses to cause the motor to spin backwards. And I will show you the motor right now that does that right there. That's the motor. See that little wheel right there? That wheel right on top. That wheel. So basically you just take the 2 positive terminals right straight off. What I did was unsolder them. They came off right here, and I just unsoldered black and red, and I just took the black and red off and connected those up. And you'll just connect those. Once again, that's your motor, so you'll connect those to your switch. This will be your power coming from your fan, and then the switch will be just reversed for your reverse in the motor. The only other thing that you have to do for the hotswap mod is, on this side you have a ribbon that comes across. Completely disconnect this ribbon. It's the sensor for the disc. When you put the disc up to it, it senses the disc. You don't want that going. And the other thing is, you'll notice this bar right here slides forward and back. When it slides forward and opens, it will actually release a pin but there is no pin on mine. See how mine has no pin? What I did was I just took a really small pin like this, and I just pushed it in, and there was a hole in between. So all I did was take some hot glue and just put a dab in between there, and when you do that, because of the way the lever comes in and out, there's a gap. So when you fill that gap, it can't release in this direction at all, no matter what. So just hot glue it so it stays shut, and this bar won't make a difference either. When it opens and closes, it won't sense it through this. And that's it. So all you have to do is just take this off, unplug it completely, and put some hot glue in, push the pin in, and then put hot glue on it, and then just touch it with your finger, press down with your finger, and it'll flatten out so that this bar will still slide, you know, back over it when it closes. See, watch, it's gonna close. When it does, it just needs to be able to pass it. It's going right by it, no problem. But the pin will stay closed all the time. And that is how you do the hot swap mod. The easy way. No secondary motor. Just using one single motor, the motor that the DVD drive comes with. So it's 10 times faster to do, because all you have to do is wire it up to a switch and hook it to your power, versus before I had to makeshift a bracket, find a motor, and then go up to the pulley system on the side, which was a pain. So this way you don't have to mess with any of that stuff. You just put a switch in, run that off of its own power, and just take those couple things out. Pretty simple. If you have some soldering skills, you should be able to do it, no problem. Alright, thank you. Like, share, and subscribe.